Recording. Testing. 1, 2. Yep. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Wonder, aka Mr. Sinista, and today I'm going to be discussing or reviewing one of the episodes that Just Pearly Things just launched. The title is "Do Modern Women Know What Men Want?" And she had two hosts on the panel. The two girls I'm not really that familiar with, but the two gentlemen on the platform, they're pretty popular here in the Red Pill manosphere space. It's a lead attorney and Anton, and it's a lengthy video, so I'm not gonna cover the entire thing. But this part, the little back and forth with Anton and Lead, I was particularly interested by that, so I wanted to cover that as well. A little backstory: the two girls, they have oh man, let me go ahead and say. So if you look at the two girls, the first impression that I got from them was I'm seeing one of the girls who obviously is showing more skin. She has her boobs out or whatever, and no issues, it's cool, you do what you want, whatever. But the impression I got from her is like, okay, maybe she's like a little bit for the streets, she's probably like an OnlyFans girl or whatever. But here's the kicker: the chick next to her, the one who's dressed a bit more conservatively, she's wearing a dress, legs folded, pretty much a whole like conservative style, whatever. First impressions of her was like, okay, well, she's a more like homely type of person. She's more like the chick that if you were to go that route, the chick that you would probably like sit down and like settle down with, have a family with, that type of stuff or whatever. Anyways, come to find out, she also has an OnlyFans too, where she posts pretty much risky type of content or whatever. And I don't know, I was a little taken back by that, because like I still fall victim a little bit to the whole like simping behavior, where you see someone who looks wholesome and you think, oh, she's an angel, she's whatever. But it comes to you can never really judge a book by its cover. I think in this culture, a lot of women who you would think in a different light, they sort of like, they sort of go towards that sort of crazy lifestyle. Anyways, let me just go ahead and hop on, start the video, and I'll interrupt and discuss as needed. Okay, so again, this is the back and forth between Lead and Daniel. Okay,
once he reaches a certain threshold. I don't see why he would choose any of them.
You think he wants connection? I think men want
connection with as many women as he wants.
Hold on. I got it on extra speed, so I gotta slow it down for y'all boys. Let's do it at 1.25. Yeah, I play my stuff loud and fast, because I'm a pretty busy guy. Okay, I'm actually gonna go back a little bit. I think the question here was at 125. So let's not too loud.
Why would he choose you?
my kick-ass personality and
your personality and loyalty.
My titties.
Anton, what do you think the answer should be to that? What should women bring to the table?
What should women bring to the table?
I'm gonna just be honest with you. Like, honestly,
keep it G. Keep it a stack.
Honestly, I think that if a guy reaches a certain status in life and he's not young, right? Let's just say he's above the age of 33, 34 years old, right? I don't see why he would choose anyone to marry.
Okay, so I resonated with that too, because like when you're a bit younger, you're obviously still building yourself up. You're going through the motions, trying to find yourself as an identity, trying to figure out who you are and what you want to contribute in life or whatnot. And I used to fall victim to this idea that like women are these perfect angelic creatures and they're going to bring peace and into your life and balance and whatever. And the more the older you get and the more interaction, which is what he sort of alluded to, the more interactions you experience, you start to realize that like for the most part they're going to bring chaos into your life. They're not going to be agents of peace. Peace is something that particularly men like peace. They like order, discipline, sameness. They like the same routine. Like a guy will go out, work his ass off, come back home and just want to eat and play video games the rest of the day. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. That's what you want to do. That's what brings you, calm, whatever. Whereas if he's living with someone, with this, girlfriend or whatever, she will be upset that he's not giving her time or whatever. Whereas like the guy just wants to unwind and wants to maybe have a drink and, be at peace. But he dives into it a little bit. Let's go in.
I don't see why he would choose any of them.
You think he wants connection? I think men want
He
intimacy.
can have a connection with as many women as he wants.
But that a deep connection,
Facts.
intimacy, and like real
So-
you can't get that with anyone. You're not gonna get that.
Why
with
can't-
someone on
why
the
can't
street. She's gonna suck your dick and then leave and then be not. You know what I mean? You're not having that communication. You're not building something. Men want
I don't really
intimacy.
think you understand men.
No, I think she's right.
No.
The majority of men, listen.
Okay, so this is the part where I was kind of alluding to, where lead is like, okay, I want connections. I want someone to bring something into. Women don't bring; they're going to extract. They're not going to. You have to already be established. You have to be. You got to get your shit together. You got to be this, and then they'll come in, and then they'll sort of reap the benefits of what you've already acquired. Lead kind of, I don't want to call the man blue, but he kind of like, conforms to that sort of blue pill. And it makes sense based on his career path. Like, he makes a good living off of people who subscribe to the blue pill ideology. But let me be fair to him. I'm not gonna clip what he's saying. Just go ahead and play it in its entirety.
I coach him every day, Lee. I disagree.
Do you coach like the guys who are really trying to get it, or do you coach the average man?
I think that
How much are your coaching sessions?
they're a lot. They're a lot.
Are they over $1,000?
I don't want to say it online.
Well, okay, if there's a lot, then that by definition means that you're not coaching the average man, because the average man can't afford it. So don't tell me you coach the average man, because it's not true.
But I mentor y'all, a lot of guys.
You
and I do
said the coaching.
The coaching is different than the mentoring,
So
right?
you don't, in fact, coach the
No. But see, here's the caveat though, Lee. Because the coaching sessions. No. I'm gonna add the context. I'm gonna add the context. No. I have a certain amount of slots that I allot for regular people.
Pro bono.
Yeah, pretty much, right? And those are the regular guys.
Anton was kind of like painted as the bad guy a little bit, in this little discussion. But he kept it a stack though. He kept the shit a
coaching
stack.
sessions is completely different from the guys that you allocate a specific amount of your time to be able to hear from regular people. Because I don't want to become so disconnected.
It's true, but the charity cases are a small percentage. Because you don't have a lot of time.
That's
Let's
true.
be honest.
But I do talk to a lot of guys though.
You talk to some regular dudes.
Right.
I get it. What I'm saying is, what she's saying is the fact. Most guys really want a connection with a woman. It's true.
But that's not what we're talking about. She specifically. No, the question was, when you reach a certain threshold, the type of guys that they want the top 1%.
Mm-hmm.
You speaking about.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but the girl in red, she wanted someone who earns about $150K annually, whereas the one conservative chameleon chick, she wanted $120K.
Regular guys. They're saying, I want guys that make $150,000 or more. A guy that's 20 years old, on average, is not making $150,000 a year.
Facts.
When you start to get to a certain threshold, because most guys that's making that type of money are well into their careers, or they're starting to get into that ascending into 33, 34, maybe 40 years old. When those type of guys make that type of money, if they're not already married, why would they choose them?
Facts.
I think the question is like, why would we care about being chosen by those people who don't want to?
And then she starts to get defensive now, because look, I mean, he had a back and forth with Lead, and they were able to iron out their differences or whatever. But you begin to see the pattern where once they're once or whatever a challenge, then they start to be defensive in their
If
responses.
you're already having the mindset of like men don't want that, I'm talking to a man, he's like, I don't want connection, this is X, Y, and Z, and I want a wife in this way, and he's not in a position to give me what I want emotionally, that I can also pour into him and help build him as a man, then he's not even a consideration, and I don't care.
Because first, you can't build a man.
And this is where shit gets real. He starts diving in.
As making that type of money. He's already him.
I think there's a lot of men who are in relationships who make more money as a result of being married.
Hear me out.
Preach.
You can't build a man that's already established. He's already dedicated his
To
life.
say that there's no growth as a person is wrong.
Listen, when you get to 70, you don't want the regular guy. Y'all don't want regular dudes. That's what y'all said.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going off of. They don't want under 120, 150 for whatever reason, whether it was childhood trauma or whatever like that. They don't want that guy. right? So they're not trying to build with a dude that makes $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year on average. So when you take that into consideration, now you have to change the terms. You got to change the dynamic of what that relationship is going to look like, because you're not talking about building with a dude. You're talking about getting with a dude that's already established. So why would that dude choose them? That got his pick of the litter. His time is slim. Also, those types of dudes. That's what you said, right? That means.
But like, what if we could be his piece? What if we can, like,
No.
you know what I mean?
Women can't be a man's piece.
There's a lot of factors that play into it. Both of us did say we would build with a man if he was willing to build, not willing to stay stagnant.
And then building with the man, that's another like misconception too. You see, they use these PC friendly words, like they'll say, "Oh, I'll be your piece." Like I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the podcast, women are not going to be your piece. They're constantly need excitement. They're governed by their emotions. So one minute they're feeling happy, the other minute they go on Instagram, they see one of their best friends, going on a trip to Tulum or whatever, and now they're looking at you like, "Why haven't you taken me to Tulum? And why haven't you taken me to this nice restaurant?" Where, like I mentioned earlier, guys will bust your ass at work, come back, want to play video games all day. Guys will bust your ass at work, want to watch the game or whatever, want to watch sports. Like, they like order and like a very day-to-day approach towards life, whereas women, they like uncertainty, excitement, and that's not going to be conducive to, in my personal opinion, conducive to a long-term relationship.
I want an average man that's stagnant. I don't mind being with a man making less money if he's building, and I absolutely think that there's, healing and life experience that I have that I could teach a man.
Are we saying that you don't mind building with a man who's making 150, or you don't mind building with a man who's making 50?
I don't mind building with a man who's making under 150 if he's willing to work and make more.
There's a caveat too, if he's willing. Let's see, like when they say something like, if he's willing to do this, if he shows potential, all these like parameters behind what you want is not going to be advantageous to you in the long run, because a guy who's making that amount of money, his dating pool is going to obviously expand. So, for example, he can get a Starbucks barista who makes $12 an hour or whatever and be completely happy with her.
Yeah, 50 and 150. You saying under 150?
I dated a man who was making 50.
We saying would you mind building with a guy that makes 50?
I dated a man that had zero. I was making nothing a year. So yes, I would be okay dating a guy making 50.
This is weird. This whole 120, 150.
I think we asked for a hypothetical of like what.
That was the floor. So now we're going.
If I get to choose, but also like if I have a good connection with someone, I meet somebody and we're vibing, we have a good connection, they have good morals and values, and we're aligned on that, then that's going to take
Target.
The red shirt.
Do they make 50K a year?
Yeah, look how big your eyes is. He's a manager at Target, right? He's overseeing the home goods section. You rocking with him?
We get 30% off.
You rocking with him?
Let's go, baby.
You rolling with him?
Shout out to the plants.
You rolling with him, right?
I'm rolling with him till he owns Target.
I wouldn't date a man who works at Target because that's showing like where you're at. If you're a salesperson, you're making 50K, and in 2 years you could build a clientele business. You could be making more. Like again, there's goals. Absolutely, I would date you at 50K.
Yeah, but I just think I think he's asking like, what's the minimum for? We could say it at different ages. So, okay, I'm 26. Mm-hmm. I like guys a little older than me, like most of us do. Right?
Hell yeah, girl.
So yeah. So let's say 30, right? Let's say 30 and up.
That's a little young.
Okay.
30 for she's got like 60.
I want to go for 70-year-olds.
She's lying.
So there's a minimum that he has to be at by 30 before me to date him. Like he's making $25,000 a year unless he just started a business or something. I'm just thinking like, what have you been doing the last 10 years?
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And that's honest, right? Yeah. So if he's not making $125,000 a year, I'm fine. Like he can make 50, 60, or But I'm saying like, what is the minimum?
And he's 30, so he's getting up there in age.
30. I'm never gonna have.
I still think it's so nuanced. I don't think it's on.
I'm never gonna have a woman coaching me on my money.
That's not what I said. How you can help buid a man, though.
We're not coaching him about his money, though.
What if I see a man who has like really good qualities, but there's he gets angry a little bit, doesn't know how to control his emotions. If I have emotional intelligence, I can be like, oh, here's how you do this, so you can not let your emotions.
Do you guys literally listen to what she's saying? She has emotional intelligence, therefore she's going to be able to take control of like a man's temperance or whatever. It doesn't make any sense. Like if you look at it objectively, women are the ones that are governed by their emotions. They're not going to be the ones who will be able to. Example: some shit go down. Women are more likely to be the ones who destroy things when they're upset. They're the ones who are gonna bust the window out your car and key your car, all this stuff, because they don't know how to handle their emotion. An emotional woman is almost regular. It's not something that's viewed as detrimental. It is, but society doesn't view it as something detrimental. Whereas an emotional guy, if that man doesn't know how to govern his emotions and he's punching holes into walls, hitting people, and even school shooters, all these are just manifestations of emotional men. You don't want that. You want someone who has convictions, honor, someone who is able to like control be the master of their own emotions. And at least in this modern day, I think women have a hard time struggling with that.
To get the best of you in situations. Like, I think there's ways that you can support a man when a man maybe doesn't feel good. I think there's a lot of things now with men where they feel insecure about their place in the world, with women who are like, I want the only 1% male, you know what I mean? And I think you can build a man by showing him that he's worthy. That you think
With
he's
the
worthy.
caveat.
See, I'm just thinking.
You don't need it.
I'm thinking of the men I know that like make six figures, or like the men I know. They're going to be successful with or without it.
I've never dated a man that says they haven't learned.
The girl might have like helped.
I've never dated a man that says he hasn't learned something from me. That I didn't provide value in that way.
I'm not saying you can't learn anything. I'm not saying you
cap.
can't learn anything from you. I'm not saying you can't provide value in the relationship. I'm saying like a lot of times I think women take credit for the man's success more than they really deserve. It's like, yeah, you worked at his business, or yeah, you helped him out, but like he was going to be successful with or without you.
I think that's completely disregarding the homemaker role. So if this is a man that gets to completely devote his life to making money, and she's focused on building the family and making sure he has meals 3 times a day or what have you,
Women
she's
don't
really
like
building
cooking.
that home. I think saying that she didn't contribute to his success is well, then how are you going to have a housekeeper, a nanny, a babysitter, all of that wrapped up in one, and you just get to work? And
There's one more point Anton covers, and I'm glad that he said it, because it sounds a little sinister if anyone else kind of like brings it up. But like I said, the dude's wearing all black. Like I think he kind of like wanted to lean into the role of the bad guy, whatever. I'm gonna let that part slide. And then I'll probably end the video there, because I don't want it to be too long, and YouTube doesn't like when I make long format content. At least not at this point, because I need to get my subscribers up a little bit. But I'll leave it at that point. It's coming up.
Completely denying the fact that homemaking is a complete job.
I absolutely love
the facade of homemaking.
But then maybe you wouldn't have had a family until you're 50.
I was okay with not having a family. If that wasn't a criteria, the determining factor for whether or not she was going to come in or not. I was okay with not having a family. My goal was to get rich. My goal was to be successful. I was going to be that with or without her. Now, it doesn't mean that she doesn't add value, or it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the fact that she's a great mother or whatever, so on and so forth. But she didn't make me.
Facts.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she can't take credit for my success either.
No.
But she benefits off your success.
Correct.
But she helped provide
what? She benefits.
Stability and
She benefits, exactly.
Like what did she do?
Two things can be true.
What did she do that a nanny?
If she's a nanny,
what did she do that a nanny shop?
And then after this question from Pearl, then they start to get a little bit defensive as well. And again, no disrespect to anyone on this platform, even the 2 girls. Like, I like that they were on, because they are an avatar. They represent a wide range of how a lot of modern women behave.
No. Is that a hooker, shop, and a hooker and shop, and a maid couldn't.
So that's a good question. Is a housewife a sex worker?
You're a sex worker. You're literally an OnlyFans girl, and you want to be a house. Listen, all right. Nowadays, everything that traditionally a woman was supposed to be, everything that a woman was supposed to provide can be outsourced. So what do I mean by that? Well, back in the day, they used to wash clothes by hand. We don't have that anymore. We have dishwashers. We have vacuum cleaners. I got a freaking robot that cleans my floor all the time. I got it's just everything is automated. If I'm hungry right now, I can order food. It'll be ready in it'll be delivered to me in like 10-15 minutes. And this part's going to be sinister too, but you already know what it is. But sometimes you can even outsource the bedroom activities. Let's say that.
Is a housewife a sex worker?
No.
But you're providing for her, and then she's fucking you, and she's fucking you because she's providing.
No, because she didn't have too.
Well, you know what?
Well, your wife
I think both parties.
You're not doing me a favor.
Yeah,
You're doing you a favor.
Yeah.
But there are definitely some relationships where that is the case.
No, my whole point is, like, I just think a lot of girls take credit for a guy's success. And,
Facts.
well, I think a lot of guys will say their wife supported them, but I'm like, I just think they're going to be successful regardless.
Regardless, right?
Do you think that women?
It's a lot of yous. It's only one of me. It's a lot of women. Let's be clear, because a lot of chicks don't realize that the guy is the prize. The guy is the prize. Listen, marriage is more beneficial to women than it is to men.
Marriage isn't even beneficial at all to a man at this point. Like, the only thing you get out of it is a kid, and if she files for divorce, you're definitely gonna lose that as well. You know, if a girl makes I don't know, $40,000 and the guy makes 55, she looks down on him in a sense, but not knowing that, like, combined, she's going to be making near 100 figures. She's going to be making what, like $90,000 if you combine the two. But like, women don't see it as that. You have to be able to fund their entire existence, and if you put a ring on her finger, you're paying for everything for her. Even though we promote this independent boss babe, whatever, they still want a man that, you know, is gonna treat her like a princess and take care of all her responsibilities financially.
Surprise, women, like, men have wars over women.
No, men lose wars over women.
This would be the last point I discussed.
Came as a result of a man stepping up a woman. They lose wars over
Or
women.
they were just bad at war.
No. They lose wars over women.
That's a
It's a
woman's
difference. Yes, it is. It's the fact that he got
Where's the
distracted.
accountability?
The accountability is that he
He
got
got
distracted by dealing and placing more value over a woman than he should
And
have.
that's on the man. That's on the
Which means that he should have been more on his purpose instead of focusing on a woman.
That sounds like a him problem.
It is. It is.
Yeah, see?
Maybe he's
But
not
now the difference is that guys are starting to wake up and saying, I'm going to focus on the me problem instead of focusing on her. And then it leaves a lot of y'all out in the cold because y'all don't really understand the value, or you overvalue what you bring into the household, because we don't, in reality, we got DoorDash, we got Zumba, the room thing that do the floor, we got dishwashers. We don't even.
Women are nurturers. They create life. Like, to say that to act like there's no value in that completely diminishes what it means, like, to be a woman and have,
What
like,
value
a role as
is
a woman.
there?
I'm not saying
It's like we're just like objects that you have to, like, cater to you because you're successful.
I'm not saying that, like, women. I'm not saying women bring no value to these guys. But I will say, when you actually talk to the homemakers and the women, like, I swear to God, I've never been humbled so quick. I've never been humbled so quick when these women are telling me what they do in a day. It's like these women make all their meals from scratch that they got. Like, these girls.
All right, I think I'll end it at that. I wish that Pearl would have asked her what value does she bring, but you know, that's a question that everyone gets upset about, because then it's essentially the same question as what do you bring to the table. And you know, okay, I was listening to another podcast. I forget whose channel it was from, but he was talking about how when he realized that, you know, he found a good woman. So pretty much he's into the whole I guess he plays video games online and makes some money off of that or whatever. He came back from work, came home, started playing video game, and then he fell asleep while he was playing the video game. And then when he woke up, the game was saved and blah blah blah. But anyways, he looked at his search history, or I guess his girlfriend's phone search history, and then one of the things that his girlfriend searched was, how do you save this game? And then you know, there was like a bunch of saved files on the video game. So pretty much he realized that she was trying to help him out because he didn't want him to lose his save data. So she didn't know how to do it, so she looked up how to do it, and then she ended up saving a whole bunch of, she used like every single saved slot in order to save the game, because she was scared that he would lose his video game's progress, and then you know him being upset about that. But something like that is something as abstract, something that doesn't have like a monetary value. If a girl would have said something like that, I would have been like, great, that's wifey material, you know. But nowadays, that question would be seen as an insult. Like if a girl, like for example, I'm into plants. If a girl was like, okay, I noticed that this plant wasn't doing too well, and I did some research and I figured out how blah blah blah. All right, that's something that's sort of an intangible, but it's valuable towards me. But anyways, that's a good discussion. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want the video to get too long. But like, subscribe, follow me on the Instagram. I'm trying to keep this videos coming as often as possible. But like I said, I work full time, so it's sometimes hard to push out the videos as much as I would like. Till next time, see you guys later.